Welcome to another Deep Dive Explainer. Today, we're tackling something absolutely crucial: precision marketing scorecards, specifically looking at how we quantify performance and risk accrual. If you've ever felt like your marketing operations are kind of a black box, where efficiency is just assumed, but the actual risk is completely ignored, well, this explainer is definitely for you. Okay, let's dive into this. I really want you to stop and think about that for a second. Where exactly does risk hide in your day-to-day process? We usually think about risk in these massive, broad strokes, right? Like a huge campaign just totally bombing, or an entire quarterly budget drying up out of nowhere. But the real danger, it's actually way more granular than that. It's hiding in that unvetted AI writing tool your team just adopted to speed up copy generation. Or maybe it's that bypassed approval step in your CRM that literally everyone ignores just to meet a crazy Friday deadline. Those invisible, everyday operational vulnerabilities are exactly what we need to quantify. It's all about bringing these hidden, compounding threats out into the light. Part 1, the marketing scorecard system. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that phrase, system integrated. We have to pay attention to that. This isn't just some passive spreadsheets sitting on a manager's desktop waiting to be manually updated at the end of the month. No way. A true precision scorecard weaves directly into the daily, living, operational fabric of your team. It's an active, continuous monitor. It plugs right into your project management software, your automation platforms, your Slack channels, capturing data in real time as your team actually executes their work. So it's a dynamic diagnostic tool, not just a historical record of what already happened. Moving on to part 2, measuring performance and risk. Let's contrast these two ideas side by side, because honestly, this is where the paradigm completely shifts. On one side, we have performance. This is your speed, your output, your return on investment. It's the rocket ship. It's the stuff that gets celebrated with high fives and the all-hands meetings. But on the other side, we have risk accrual. Now imagine launching that exact same rocket ship, but your team completely skipped the crucial data privacy compliance checks just to hit the launch date. Sure, you've got incredible short-term performance, but you've also got a massive accumulation of potential failure, like a catastrophic fine or a brand-damaging data leak just waiting to blow up on the back end. The precision scorecard forces us to balance both of these metrics simultaneously. It proves, mathematically, that high speed built on a fragile, unmanaged foundation isn't actually success at all. It's literally just a high-risk scenario waiting to implode. Let's move to part 3 and see how this builds the risk accrual pipeline. So before we map out the exact timeline, we absolutely have to lock in on what risk accrual actually means. The word accrual is doing some serious heavy lifting for us here. You see, risk isn't just a static, one-time event that you simply pass or fail. It compounds. Think of it like a giant snowball rolling down a hill. A tiny shortcut early in your workflow, let's say using an outdated brand asset because the main server was running slow, might seem completely insignificant on a Monday morning. But as that task moves through the design phase, into copy, and finally layout, that initial tiny vulnerability gathers interest over time. Eventually, it threatens the entire deliverable. We're not measuring a fixed point. We are measuring a moving, growing target. Okay, here's the exact 3-step microjourney where this measurement plays out in the real world. Step 1, tool use. Let's say a marketer decides to use a brand new, totally unauthorized data scraping plugin just to find some quick leads. The risk measurement begins the literal second that tool is opened. Step 2 is task completion. As that marketer pulls the data, formats it, and builds an outreach list within the tool, the scorecard is silently tracking how the initial risk of using unvetted software is transferring and compounding directly into the actual data set. And finally, step 3, the gate deliverable. The lead list is finished, it's sitting there ready for the sales team. The actual work is done, but before it ever leaves the department, the total accumulated risk from that initial hasty tool choice all the way to the final formatting is calculated. The system meticulously follows the entire lifespan of that specific vulnerability. I want you to think of the gate deliverable as your ultimate toll booth. It is the absolutely crucial final checkpoint before a campaign goes public, before an email blasts out to 1 million subscribers, or before a high-stakes asset moves over to the client. By measuring the accrued risk right here at the gate, management gets an unbelievable level of visibility. They aren't just looking at how fast the work was done or, if the graphics look pretty. They can physically see the operational risk attached to its creation. Armed with that exact data, a manager can make a completely objective decision. Do we pass this deliverable through, or do we send it right back for rework because the hidden operational cost simply got way too high? Part 4, 3 marketing processes. 3. The magic number here is literally just 3. And honestly, the reason for this constraint is kind of brilliant. This framework doesn't ask you to boil the ocean. It's not telling you to suddenly monitor every single micro action across your entire global enterprise on day 1, because that's a recipe for instant burnout. Instead, it advocates for targeted precision. By selecting just 3 distinct marketing processes, maybe it's your content publication pipeline, your automated ad bidding strategy, and your specific lead nurturing sequence, you create a highly focused, super manageable baseline. You get to prove the model. You quantify the performance and the risk within those exact pipelines, from the initial tool use right up to the toll booth. And you start building a real culture of accountability. Doing it this way ensures you gain deep, actionable operational insights without causing system-wide paralysis. Ultimately, this framework completely reframes how we look at our daily operations. We aren't just creating deliverables anymore. We are actively navigating risk at every single stage of execution, from the very moment a tool is clicked. So I'm going to leave you with this to chew on. If you plug this precision scorecard into your tech stack right now, today, what hidden risks would it reveal, waiting right there at your gate? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember, keep questioning your process.